In Irpin, 3 Russian servicemen raped a woman and her daughter in front of her sister. As a result, the mother and sister died from violence and beatings. The girl lived at home for 4 days along with the dead bodies. Russian invaders fire on residential buildings and infrastructure facilities. Two people are on fire in the car, killed by Russian grudge shelling. In Kharkiv, a Russian shell fragment killed a man who went out for bread. Out of 130,000 residents at the time of the beginning of the aggression, about 20,000 people stay in Severodonetsk today. There is no electricity, gas, water supply in the town. Many civilians cook food on an open fire in the street under the threat of constant Russian shelling. Bombs and shells of the Russian army destroyed residential buildings, markets and shops, damaged a kindergarten and a temple. Huge funnels from grudge shells were formed at the school stadium. In Luhansk region, Russian troops fired on a school bus with evacuated residents of Popasna. The man was shot dead in early March by Russian invaders when he was delivering food and medicines to residents of Pokrovsky residential complex in Hostomel. One of the missiles hit a residential complex, another one an infrastructure facility. Several cars burned down in the yard of the complex. Several apartments were badly damaged. Windows were blown out in the rest. A man burned to death in one of the cars. 5 killed and 18 injured Ukrainian citizens. These are just the ones found. The number of casualties is most likely to be bigger. A 3-month-old baby is among those killed. The child was supposed to celebrate her first Easter with her parents. The baby girl named Kira, her mother, and her grandmother were killed. Moreover, a young couple was killed as a Russian shell hit a multi-story building in Odessa on April 23. The girl was pregnant. The Russian military is trying to hide the scale of the genocide by masking a huge mass grave with plaques. According to preliminary estimates, Russian invaders killed and buried from 3,000 to 9,000 Mariupol residents. Russian troops launched an artillery strike on the zone of conditional exit from the Azovstal steel plant. A powerful strike was launched a few minutes after the Russians had announced the opening of a green corridor through loudspeakers. People with injuries of varying degrees lie on the concrete floor without the necessary medical care and medicines. Fragmentation grenades in soft toys, TNT checkers in dolls, booby-trapped soccer balls. Russians prepared all this for Ukrainian children when leaving the occupied territories. The army of Russian criminals knew perfectly well that children will pick up a toy first thing when they return home. 215 children were killed and 391 more were injured due to the armed aggression of the Russian Federation. 16,000 Ukrainians are considered missing. A quarter of them concern the residents of Mariupol. Horror, pain, suffering, death, ruined destinies, crimes, inhumanity, evil. Everything is in this image. Looking at all these photos, it's still difficult for me to understand the people who support this. The author described his work.